Walker in the left front court. Carroll catches in the paint, goes up under the rim. He's fouled, scores off the window, hits the two, will go for three. To the high right side, Vanderpool, bounce pass between the circles, Carroll got around Salich-Him, and he dunks it with two hands. He split two defenders, got in the lane, goes up at the window and scores with a right hand off the glass. Oh, what a take. Shot fake up top, knifes down the lane, and he scores with a right hand finger roll, and he's fouled, hits the two, will go for three.
They just told me on TV, one of the best things about us is that we got 8 or 9 guys who get double digits every night. And if you fall in love with a defensive end and just let that happen naturally, we're going to be fine.
That's how it looked and sounded on the court and in the locker room after Florida Atlantic's 88-77 win over FIU. Welcome to Inside the Owls Burrow, presented by Baptist Health. I'm Frank Forte. The Owls are fortunate this season to have one of the more unique talents in the American Conference on their roster. Baba Miller stands 6 feet 11 inches tall with the ball handling skills of a guard. He certainly presents matchup problems for any opponent.
Growing up in Mallorca, Spain, who did you look up to as far as basketball is concerned?
I mean, I would say I still paid attention to what was going on in the U.S. So I feel like players like, Kevin Durant, like James Harden, like Michael Jordan, obviously. Like players like that. And then in Spain, I would say like Rudy Fernandez, Pau Gasol, are legends in Spain. So those are people that I looked up to.
What is the new challenge for you in your career coming from Florida State to Florida Atlantic?
I just think being able to show everything that I can do and being in a system like this where I get to show every ability I have, I think this is a great platform to do so with great teammates around me and great coaches that put me in positions to help the team win.
Coach Jacobs wants to play a very up-tempo style. His teams at Baylor averaged 80-plus points a game. Does that fit what you do best?
Yeah, I think that's a great opportunity for me to be able to help like our guys. We got so many talented scorers and passers and shooters that being able to play up and down, try to average almost 100 points as a team, like being able to get a rebound, push, find an open shooter, and knowing that there's a very high chance that they're gonna make it is gonna help us be a great team.
Watching you in practice, it seems to me you have a very unique skill set for a guy that's 6'11". How would you describe what your skill set?
I think is different. I think I'm a team first guy, so I feel like everything I do, I try to do to help the team. And like with the God-given gifts I have, like my height or like my wingspan and stuff, I just try to affect the game in different ways.
Big guard. He's definitely a guard. I can't say he's a big man. Like too much skill. He has the handle, the wiggle, and the jump shot. So
God doesn't make a lot of people that tall, but he doesn't make them that tall that can actually dribble, pass, and shoot. And he can do all three. And I'm just so proud of him. I think he's the only guy in our league that was in the combine and left to come back to college and chose us. And we feel completely honored by that. And so the NBA has said he's almost there, and we really want to get him all the way there. But I just think there's this big thing before you get to that even decision, and that's us winning. 80% of the guys drafted still win in college and make the NCAA tournament. So he knows that as good as the team is, that's how good his future will be. And so he's taken his unique unicorn skill sets and tried to be a good teammate, and he's doing a great job.
You look equally comfortable shooting a three or taking it to the rim and throwing it down. You like to dunk, don't you?
Yeah, especially since I got here, the coaches have really helped me with driving downhill and playing a little bit more physical and trying to dunk everything. So that's something they helped me a lot with. And then having players like Montaz, Trey that are guarding me and contesting me at the rim has been a challenge, but it's been good for me and for them.
Dan to the right elbow, handoff Miller. Miller, crossover to the right of the lane. Wants to back in, swoops in the paint, goes up and scores with a left hand. Too much Baba Miller.
But how have you guys tried to develop the chemistry and the togetherness that you're going to need on the court?
I think it really just happened naturally. Like the first week I was here, I got here at the same time as Nico, and I told him like it feels like we've been together for 3 months. It's crazy. On the court and then off the court, I don't think I've been so close with a group of so many guys in a long time. So the fact that everybody's like on the same page, on the court and off the court, and we get along, like, I think that's amazing. So I just think it happened naturally, and then we do stuff off the court as a team too, which I think helps.
And finally, where does Baba come from? Because your real name is kind of long and drawn out, and probably not the easiest for people who don't speak Spanish. But where did Baba come from?
So my real first name is Papa Ababakar. So Baba comes from that Ababakar part. So just stuck with that.
Coming up, we talk with women's basketball coach Jennifer Sullivan, and later our first one-on-one interview with new Hagerty family head football coach Zach Kittley, when Inside the Owls Burrow comes right back.
What does it mean to feel welcome? To not only be cared for, but to be cared about, to trust. At Baptist Health, this is the warmer side of care. So welcome to being treated with a human touch, where your best interest is our best interest. Here, we advance innovation and treatments through research while educating the next generation of experts close to home. Welcome to the warmer side of care. Welcome to Baptist Health.
Owls fans, get electrified with Phil Smith Acura with the innovative styles of the premium all-electric SUV Acura ZDX. Enjoy impressive range, convenient charging, and a dynamic drive. And right now, eligible buyers can get up to $7,500 federal tax credit. Scan the QR code to explore the all-electric ZDX. Owls fans, get electrified with Phil Smith Acura.
Do you need a personal injury lawyer?
My current role at the Heat is Senior Vice President of Brand and Chief Creative Officer. In my role, I oversee all of the creative function, including design, branding, copywriting, including uniforms and merchandise. I think what I love most about the NBA sport program was the combination of real hands-on practical curriculum, solving today's business problems, having high-level discussions around what was happening in the world of sports business.
Inside the Owls Burrow is brought to you by Baptist Health, official sports medicine provider of Florida Atlantic Athletics. By Florida Atlantic's MBA in Sport Management program, number 10 in the world. By Corona Extra, find the fine life, La Vida Más Fina. And by Phil Smith Acura, drive to win, driven by us. We are back on Inside the Owls Burrow, presented by Baptist Health. I'm Frank Forte, alongside head women's basketball coach Jennifer Sullivan. Coach, about 10 games into the season, you've got 8 new players that you're trying to incorporate. How has that process gone? Are they comfortable playing with each other and each other's styles yet?
I think just a few games in, 9 games in, I think they're kind of they're getting there. Every game, I think you get a little bit more comfortable, and it's kind of fun to see that happening. So yeah, we're getting there. Yeah.
Veteran players like Maya Perry and Jada Moore on your roster, are you leaning on them to sort of set the tone for how and what you want things done at practice and in games?
I think honestly all of them. I think all of our players will have to play just based on our numbers, and they're all really talented. So I think Maya and Jada have brought a little bit of consistency for the staff, but we have the same expectations for everyone in terms of how practice should look, how games preparation that goes.
With those 2 players in particular, having started a lot of games for you, played a lot of minutes, you kind of know what you're going to get from them on a night-to-night basis, don't you?
A little bit. I'll be honest, Maya's game's continuing to grow. Jada does too. She does a lot of good things. So even though they've been here, they're both still young. Maya still has another year with us after this year. So they're still learning and developing. I think it's a good thing that it's not set in stone exactly how they'll develop. With Maya, she's trying to work at putting the ball on the floor a little bit more, which has been great to see. And Jada's rebounding and assists have gone up or picked up where she left off last year. So still a lot of growth, and we're excited to see it.
Among your 5 freshmen, the one from the outside looking in that has stood out the most is Erin Rogers. She's already been American Conference Freshman of the Week 3 times. Has she given you what you expected, or maybe has it been a little bit more?
No, I mean, I think I'd say more just from the standpoint of she's never played in college before, but she's just come out and been super aggressive on both ends of the floor, and really excited for her to get off to such a great start and have a lot of confidence going into conference play.
Yeah, she doesn't look like she's ever overwhelmed by the moment. Would you say that about her?
Yeah, no, I agree. She just is her pace of her game just allows her to kind of stay within the moment and do her role at a high level, and it's been great.
Speaking of freshmen, because of some injuries at the 5, you've had to use Alana Rouser in a starting role, and even Amaya Lewis is getting some minutes. And I think for both of them, is it kind of baptism under fire?
When the season started, we knew they'd play. Freshmen didn't have a lot of depth at the 5, so they're getting to play a lot, doing a lot of great things. Alana, I think, is, if not leading our team in rebounding, but close, which has been terrific. And Amaya, I think, is a natural scorer. TCU, our last game, was probably a big jumping off game for her. I thought she did a lot of good things, and I'm excited to see what she's doing.
At the point guard spot, you got a transfer from Georgia and Stephanie Ingram, but you haven't hesitated to use Christina Godfrey in extended minutes. Do they bring different things to the table as point guard?
They do, and Chris is a great young point guard. She's doing a really terrific job as a sophomore, just 1 year older, and they both bring a lot of the game management stuff. We run a lot of our offense through them, obviously. So they're both terrific passers. I think they both understand what it is we're trying to do. So I'm proud of what both of them are bringing.
Non-conference play, you've played some difficult games on the road at Florida, on the road at 9th-ranked TCU, and now for the holidays, you're going to be in a Christmas tournament in Phoenix. So that's a pretty challenging first stretch of games before you start conference play.
Yeah, that's what you want. Going into conference play, you want to push yourself to be challenged, and I'm excited these girls are getting that opportunity to be in some games that are physical, games where we're challenged with pressure on the defensive end, and also games where we have to make shots. So it's been a good opportunity for us heading into conference play to have those challenges.
And coincidentally with that, school's now on break, finals are over. Does it allow the girls to not only get a mental break from the school stuff, but also to focus more in practice and getting better at things?
Yeah, I think when you hit the ground running, you're probably playing about 2 games a week, and to have the opportunity to get back to practice working solely on your team based off what you've seen has been really good for us.
5-4 record after 9 games. What are some things you think the team has done well, and what are some areas you'd like to see improvement as we head toward conference play?
Yeah, I think the rebounding's been great. Just, again, not going to be the biggest team, and the fact that we have really battled on the boards and done a good job in that area has been great. I like our three-point shooting has picked up where it left off last year. I think we're shooting the ball at a high rate from the three-point line. Things to improve on, just our consistency with our scoring, obviously, but that and our defense has been really good, but there's a lot of areas where we can still improve, so we want to continue to get better in that as well.
My impression is, as we wrap this up, is you've been using pressure a lot more after made baskets, I think, than you were last year. Am I observing that right?
Yeah, we did 2 years ago. We kind of had the makeup where we could get after and press a little bit more, and this team, in terms of depth and what we have, we're allowed to do that again, so it's been great.
Coach, have a great holiday season. Merry Christmas, and all the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Coming up, women's assistant coach Alex Varlan is wired for sound at practice.
If you're a live dribble, you're driving in, you're going to turn your body to protect it from the D.
That's coming your way when Inside the Owls Burrow returns. You're watching Inside the Owls Burrow, presented by Baptist Health. Time to go inside women's basketball practice with assistant coach Alex Varlan wearing the microphone. Wired for Sound is brought to you by Shiner Law Group, Accident and Injury Lawyers.
Get downhill, go somewhere with that first dribble. Get downhill, Sid. Sell it on a hard fake, sell a hard fake on that Euro. There we go. Quick rip. Push that first dribble out. It shouldn't take you more than 1 or 2 to get there. There we go. Woo! That was foul. Hey, as you're dribbling, seeing the court, seeing where the post is. Seeing that post early, Put something on it, AV, put something on it. There we go, Lana. Good, Steph. Good, Jada. You'll sprint to the cone, then you're backdooring. Post, you're hitting them on the back door. Guard, go finish it off a 1-foot speed layup. Post, get the rebound. Now you're back in line. Good. Better. But the key is this line right here. This is the main focus. Draw the D, hit your teammate, get them in a closeout situation, go get a bucket. Yep, do your fake slightly early. Don't wait for them to stop. You fake, you know when they're gonna stop. Fake so you can come off right as they do. When she's 1-2 step-ups away, that's when you do your fake. So then when you're done with your fake, she's popped her feet and you come off clean. My 5 players on this play, I love how hard you're going. Slow down half a second. Next 4, be ready, talk about it, next 4. You're a second slow, the ball's halfway there and then you start moving. As soon as the ball's being passed, sprint to where you need to go. Jab cross, stride stop, turn around. Nice, Maria. Hit the guard, go screen, you stand still, don't do anything. As she's ghosting, you're attacking to a pull-up, going left. Being able to execute will win us games right here, so it really matters, it really does. That's the difference. That's this margin right there that puts you in 3rd place or puts you in 4th place. So like, we need y'all focused on that. Like, this is very important and very serious, and what we put in is what we'll get out. So that's kind of as simple as that. You got to put in the work or else you're not going to get the results.
Coming up, my one-on-one with new Hagerty family head football coach Zach Kittley when Inside the Owls Burrow comes right back.
At Sage Dental, you'll experience a modern, family-friendly approach to dentistry. From pediatric dentistry and orthodontics to cleanings and oral surgery, we've got the latest technology to provide your family the best dental care all in one place. And for a limited time, get a free new patient exam and x-rays, plus a free ProClean Sonic toothbrush at your first hygiene visit. Book your appointment today at mysagedental.com. Sage Dental. Open up and say awesome.
To win at this game, you have to put in the work, know the game plan, and execute. At Duffy's, our game is always on.
La cerveza más fina. To truly embrace the fine life, you must learn to let go. Only then will you find that even if you leave the beach, it never leaves you. Bienvenidos a la vida más fina.
The FAU MBA Sport Management program really stood out to me because it was in South Florida, it was in an area that I knew, but not only that, it was top in the world, top in the nation, and it was in an area that is really very rich in sports, between professional sports, tournaments, just everything. There's professional athletes that live here. There's really all facets. It was an easy decision for me to make that call to go to FAU because I could get that mix of executive education and that focus in professional sports.
Inside the Owls Burrow is brought to you by Baptist Health, official sports medicine provider of Florida Atlantic Athletics. By Sage Dental, we want to love your smile. And by Shiner Law Group, accident and injury lawyers.
I think the first thing that was really important for all of us and our players was he really wanted to be here. He really believed in FAU. I mean, everybody believed in FAU, but it really stood out with him, the passion he had, not just to be a head coach, but to be a head coach at FAU. This job, he believes he can win championships here. And I think as you meet him, get to know him, you'll see that's very real.
He knows how to work hard, I can promise you that. You're going to see a tremendous work ethic. I think he's been raised right. His mother raised him really, really good for me. And, you know, he's really smart kid. And I'm telling you, he loves football and he loves that offense. And I think you're going to have an exciting times with him.
Those were some of the sights and sounds on December 6th when Zach Kittley was named the new head football coach here at Florida Atlantic University. Welcome to Inside the Owls Burrow, presented by Baptist Health. I'm Frank Forte, alongside the aforementioned Hagerty family head football coach, Zach Kittley. Coach, just 33 years old, the youngest coach in FBS. What, in your mind, convinced you that this was the time to take that next step in your career?
Yeah, you know, I've been very selective in my career on where I go, and you know, had some other opportunities over the last few years, but always wanted to be a head coach. It's been a dream of mine for a long time, and especially when it's your first one, you want to make sure that it's the right situation. And you know, when Brian White called me a few weeks ago and brought this one up to me, you know, I lit up because I knew the the great history that this football program has here, and the recruiting dominance that we can have here in the state of Florida, and the location, the academics, all that stuff here, just it adds up for me. And the leadership from the top down with President Volnick to Brian to the coaching staff. Man, I just think this is a gold mine job, and it was the right one for me.
I'm sure it took a lot to leave Texas Tech, where you went to school. You were the OC for 3 years there. Your father's there. Was this a big step in that sense to be able to leave Lubbock?
It was. Lubbock is my home. I got 2 degrees from Texas Tech. I absolutely love that place. Would not be here without that community, that university, and the people that surrounded that program. But it was tough. But again, this was one that I knew I couldn't pass up when the opportunity was here.
Your dad, Wes, is the track and field head man there. He's won 2 national titles. Can you even express the kind of impact he's had on you and your career?
Yeah, it's hard to really talk about him. He's extremely special as a human being, more than a coach. Clearly, he's my dad, and I love him to death. But he's been doing this for over 40 years, and he's done it in a way that you don't see a lot of coaches do it. He's a man of integrity. He's always done it the right way, and everywhere he's won, he's been able to build championship programs from the ground up, and again, doing it the right way. And he's extremely special to me, and clearly my number one mentor in life and in coaching as I've gone down this path.
Your offense has been labeled an air raid offense. Is that an accurate label, or are there some different maybe run game concepts that you've incorporated and it's evolved to?
Yeah, it's evolved a lot. We definitely have some of the old air raid concepts, if you will, in the system, but it's evolved over the years. Last 2 years at Texas Tech, we've had back-to-back 1,500-yard rushers. A young man that's going to go get drafted in the NFL draft this next May. And so we're evolving the offense as the years go. My philosophy offensively is find what you're really good at and make your players, be in situations to be successful. So I'm looking forward to that here. Clearly I'm a quarterback guy. I like to throw it across the yard, light up the scoreboard a little bit. But again, we're going to do what's best for the football program and find ways to win. Because at the end of the day, that's what matters more than anything.
Would you call it a very quarterback and wide receiver friendly offense? Very easy to adapt to?
I would. Clearly I'm gonna call the plays. I'm gonna coach the quarterbacks here. It's a very quarterback-driven offense. I give the quarterback a lot of leeway, at the line of scrimmage to see things and to check things. And I think that's a huge part of the game and why I've had so much success is the developmental part of the quarterback position. So quarterbacks and wide receivers, they're going to love this offense.
We saw your offense in the year you were at Western Kentucky. You dropped plus 50 on Florida Atlantic, and you scored 59 points out on Schnellenberger Field in the Boca Raton Bowl against App State. So I see your face lighting up. Yeah. You have nice memories of playing on Schnellenberger Field.
Yeah, that was an extremely special day. At that point, I'd already gotten the offensive coordinator job at Texas Tech, but Tyson Helton there at Western Kentucky was really gracious and wanted me to come back and coach that game and be a part of that record-setting performance that we had there with Bailey Zappi that year. I'll never forget we threw a slant for a touchdown there to break the NCAA record for passing touchdowns in a season. So a lot of memories in that stadium and looking forward to getting back in there.
Yeah, let's do more of that. Signing class of 17 in early December. I don't know if you had a chance to get on the phone with those guys because you were hired 2 days before. Did you? And if not, what does that say about that number of guys sticking with Florida Atlantic?
Yeah, no, that was one of my first things I did here when I got hired. You're going to hear me talk about the players in this football program. They're the most important part of our football program. And, recruiting is going to be a big deal here. And we've got to make sure we're keeping the Florida guys home and making sure we're getting the top tier talent. So that's one of the first things I did was get those guys on the phone and let them know who I am and the kind of coach and the kind of program that we're going to have here at FAU. And I received a lot of positive feedback, and those guys were fired up and again, excited to have those 17 guys a part of the class.
Of course, the other big thing in recruiting that we live with as coaches, broadcasters, and fans is the portal. Is that going to be a big part of player acquisition as you go into her first year?
It will. You never want to have to live and die by the portal by any means. You'd like to recruit high school kids and have a developmental football program here, and that's going to be what we're leaning on trying to do. But, in every scenario here, there's going to be some plug-and-play type situations where you may need to grab a guy here and there. They're those first-year immediate impact type guys. So that'll be more what we're looking forward to this year, and again, mainly trying to keep this current roster here in Boca.
And finally, as you start to build your coaching and support staff, what are the types of people you like to surround yourself with? What are you looking for in their characteristics?
First and foremost, you got to be a great human being. I'm a believer in person over coach, so they've got to be good people. Second, clearly you got to be a leader of men. You've got to be able to come in here and lead these young men, not just on the football field, but off the field as well. Looking for men of high character, high integrity, a lot of energy, and clearly we're going to have a lot of coaches here with some deep South Florida ties, so we can keep these homegrown kids around here.
Well, Coach, we look forward to working with you, and we'll see you at spring practice. Thanks.
Looking forward to it. Yes, sir.
Given Coach Kittley's track record, the Owls promise to be anything but boring come next season. That's our show for this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Frank Forte. We'll see you next week on Inside the Owls Burrow.
This has been a presentation of Playfly.
What does it mean to feel welcome? To not only be cared for, but to be cared about, to trust. At Baptist Health, this is the warmer side of care. So welcome to being treated with a human touch, where your best interest is our best interest. Here, we advance innovation and treatments through research while educating the next generation of experts close to home. Welcome to the warmer side of care. Welcome to Baptist Health.
Do you need a personal injury lawyer? You need a personal injury lawyer?
If you're tired of the same old boring cars, at Phil Smith Kia, we've got a car for every personality. Need a compact car to weave through traffic like a ninja? We've got it. Want an EV9 that's more spacious than your grandma's attic? We've got it. We'll work with you to find a deal that won't leave your wallet feeling like it's been on a roller coaster ride. Phil Smith Kia, home of the Maximus deal. Right, Maximus? Right. Phil Smith Kia, right here in Lighthouse Point.
At Sage Dental, you'll experience a modern, family-friendly approach to dentistry. From pediatric dentistry and orthodontics to cleanings and oral surgery, we've got the latest technology to provide your family the best dental care all in one place. And for a limited time, get a free new patient exam and x-rays, plus a free ProClean Sonic toothbrush at your first hygiene visit. Book your appointment today at mysagedental.com. Sage Dental. Open up and say awesome.